and it flows down a creek and it goes over rocks and it picks up minerals and it picks up life force and it swirls and it creates vortexes. And this is how we're meant to drink and consume our water, is filled with life force and energy. So because we're mostly water, especially women, so for all the ladies watching this, we really do well to have our feet on the ground. Okay, that's kind of like a superconductor to the water that's in the earth and the earth's magnetic field. And then we drink this soul brine that has the 84 trace minerals in it that are in the Himalayan rock salt. And this activates us at a cellular level. So it's almost like giving your cells an instant facelift. They plump up, they get filled with life force, they get juicy. I heard you talking about that, Gloria. You're going to love this one. So you get it nice and juicy. And then once you're filled with water, right, then it's breathing. Then it's, hello, Tendai.
Hi, sweetie. The number one fan.
I love his name. Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's from Zimbabwe, actually.
Tendai Watama.
All the way from, and he looks like he doesn't work out at all. Oh, wow. I'm inspired. I've been like you, Kia. I've been not really exercising so much with COVID, but I drink my soul brine, so I do okay. So basically, when you activate the life force, which is really what we are, we're just energy in motion. We're just life force. And so for me, I look at life through the lens of life force, and then how we can activate that. And when we understand how to activate it within our body, whether that's through dancing, Kia, which you shared with us earlier, which is an amazing way to activate life force, bringing in the sound of music, the vibration of it, movement, breathing, nature, water, holding of Shiva lingams, Rika, or stones, or what. So we get in contact with that life force. Food for some people, sex for some people. There's a lot of everyone's got their, love of life force in its different forms. And then once you're activated, manifestation is very, very simple. It's that belief combined with the visualization, combined with the deep intention. And one of the places I like to hold it is in the solar plexus right here, and then moving it out from the solar plexus. So it's a deeper thing, and I actually teach it through our breath tribe, is how to work with breath to manifest. But understanding how to manifest is also about what not to do, right? It's really about, and I'm not a professional, okay, but I've had a lot of practice in falling down trying to learn this practice. And Nityananda, I have seen him bilocate. And I know that sounds crazy, but I was standing right beside him and I saw him move from one place to another. And there was witnesses. So it wasn't just me hallucinating.
It was like he teleported?
Is that what you call it? I guess so.
I think so.
Yeah. So
he was next to you, then he was somewhere else.
He was right beside me. Standing right beside me, up on it was kind of above this curvy road. And then we were just talking, and then all of a sudden he said that he needed to go down to the waterfall, which is down a winding, and then boom, he was down there. And I thought, well, someone else must be wearing a kavi, or that must be, but he's a pretty unique being. He walks in a certain way and he holds a certain presence. And I turned to the person beside me and I said, did you just see that? And they said, and they were just white, just white, just the color had drained from their face. And I was so grateful that there was other people that saw it, because even to this day, even though I saw it and I know how powerful we are, it's still very difficult for us as human beings to accept these sort of paranormal things, or these things that are out of the ordinary, because we're not trained in our culture how to be extraordinary. We're trained actually how to be not extraordinary and mediocre. And we're trained to actually disempower ourselves and to...
Because that's the way for control. So when you have people like that, it's more easy to manipulate.
Yes,
and
subservient.
Exactly. So, for more what we do, like now that we are waking up, is because we have communication. And when you have communication, you open the avenue for many stuff. And that's why people is waking up every single day, because now we are understanding why things happen. And like a lot of people, I remember when I go to Catholic, school, they make you to pray, and they said to you, if you want, for example, when I was little, if you want a doll, whatever doll, or Barbie in that time, you have to ask to God that you want that doll. And the way you ask that, it was like, oh, I want that doll, I want that doll, I want that doll. It's not like that. It's like you need to feel that you already have the doll. But they don't teach us that when we are growing up.
Imagine if they taught you how to manifest in school. Imagine if they taught you that you create your own reality.
Oh my
right?
God.
And imagine if they taught you that nothing is impossible, right?
Wow.
That should just take those boundaries and those limitations off the way we think, right?
So this is my vision. And of course, the vision of Thrive Tribes is really big, but one of the visions is to begin to educate families and youth to begin to live this way. And there's a couple of people and organizations already doing it on the planet. You guys know, I'm sure, Mind Valley and Vishen Lakiani, right?
That.
Right.
Love
Yeah.
them.
So
Visionary.
Thrive Tribes is really a hybrid of Mind Valley with, living in a way that is in coherence with the new earth that we're ushering in, and letting go of the old ways that don't serve us anymore, and embracing the new innovations and technologies that are at our fingertips but have been deeply suppressed for a long, long time, and are now coming and are now, bursting at the seams to be brought to the stage. And so through Tech Tribe, for example, just today I posted something about a lot of the suppression that's going on at the same time that you're having this breakthrough of technology. We're at this really, powerful tipping point, this breaking point. And actually, while I'm on here, I want as many people to be aware that on December 21st is a very powerful convergence. And it's probably a way that I've been looking at it, and that I've been shared with by really, in the know spiritual, my woo-woo tribe, that this is a convergence of the light and the dark. And it hasn't happened for thousands and thousands of years, that we're actually at a very powerful time in history. And so we're seeing a lot of the evil being uprooted and a lot of the light coming to the planet simultaneously. And so it's a very intense time to be alive. So it's a good time to be just aware. A lot of us, I'm like you, Gloria, I'm meant to be out in the world. And if I didn't love Kia as much as I do, I don't know that I would be coming out on Hot Topics Live. But there's that pull to be out in the world and connecting and speaking and sharing at the same time that there's this deep introverted, quiet desire to just be still and be quiet as we're in this transition, and to really deepen the rudder. I feel like right now I'm deepening the rudder, and I'd love to hear what you ladies think, but the rudder's deepening at the same time that I'm letting out the sail, but the sail's really big. So I have to keep deepening the rudder,
Yes, you need, like in my case right now, I'm like a rooting, like I'm growing those roots like so strong down to start like flourish. I'm right now, I'm coming out like, but stronger than ever, and it feels like the movements and the changes and transformations are more and more and more faster, and like you said, the manifestations is also, they're more faster now if you know how to do it. And it's like, sometimes myself, like, oh, what happens here? Like, this is too fast.
The manifestations are happening in the positive, but also in the negative. So that's why, we can really be our own best friend or our worst enemy. I think the major work for all of us right now, and play, is to really focus on our own side of the sidewalk, which would be Lori Ladd. If you guys like Lori Ladd, she was speaking about this the other day. She said, we can get worried about the whole world. And I'm guilty of it. I want to save the world, so to speak. I'm a change agent. I want to see, a better world for my kids. But it's a really great reminder right now, especially in the darkness of the winter, to just clean our own sidewalk, to make our own bed, to focus on where we can elevate ourselves and grow ourselves. So this concept of manifestation, I think, also goes into
Thanks, Laurel.
Laurel's looking after my kids.
Oh, your kids are. Oh.
Laurel, if you've got the kids listening, I think that you might have missed the disclaimer. Yeah, Lori Ladd's amazing. So what I want to really have people be aware of is that because there's so much negative happening out there and we watch it, is that the brain doesn't know the difference between what we watch and perceive as to what's real. And so by the time a child is about 12, they've watched about 14,000 simulated murders on television and video games, and their brain, their mind doesn't know the difference. So we're consuming that, we're taking that in. So it's really, really important right now what we consume, what we take in and what we watch, because we eat that at a consciousness level. And then we actually continue to recreate those things that we're watching. And because there's so much fear consciousness right now,
Yes,
we tend to manifest more of what we consume or more of what we expose ourselves to. So it's an important time to be really vigilant. And I'm guilty of it too. Believe me, I'm talking to myself here, because there's so much to consume right now to educate ourselves on what's happening globally. And we're finding and unraveling that everything that we've thought was real is actually not. So it's spiritually a very powerful time, because this disillusionment or this illusion, this veil, is being lifted. And it's not only spiritually powerful, but it's hitting people as real.